I'm gonna hit record on the Let's Play channel. We have the Day of the Dev showcase coming up next. We got a bunch of indie games. From the top. Let's see what we get. Ads are still going on. I'm sorry.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Day of the Devs portion of the show. Day of the Devs is a nonprofit organization whose team of volunteer curators scours the globe for the best in video games for you to enjoy, with a focus on indie developers who are lovely, and you'll get to meet them today as well as enjoy their games. And there's nothing else to worry about, so just sit back and relax and enjoy Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest edition.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, that's a prop.
We love Cappy Games at Day of the Devs.
Yes,
They've been
we
making
do.
incredible games for 20 years up in Toronto. You might know them for games like Below or Super Brothers Sword
Much
and
love, mate.
Sorcery.
It's good to have
or maybe
you back.
Or maybe other incredible puzzle games like Grindstone and Might and Magic.
I'm sorry, I'm not looking at everything
well,
because
if you're
I'm
in the latter,
typing stuff
we're very
right now.
excited to announce their next great puzzle game.
It's good to have you back. World Premiere. It's a puzzle game, so I'm probably not gonna like it, so I have time to do this.
Hi, I'm Eileen from
But
Cappy
you guys
Games.
watch. Write
And
this
I'm
down.
Dan, Cappy's creative director.
We're so thrilled today to be able to give you a first look at what we've been up to at the studio since releasing Grindstone. Introducing Battle Vision Network.
EVN fuses cozy, color-matching puzzle gameplay with deep turn-based tactics to test players in fast-paced online battles.
It's a 1v1 puzzle battle in the galaxy's most watched sport.
Battlevision Network is a spiritual successor to one of Cappy's most beloved classic games, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. BVN reimagines Clash of Heroes' puzzle combat design to center an element that we at Cappy felt was one of its most interesting facets, multiplayer.
Over several rounds, take turns launching attacks by creating color-matched formations with your units.
Still typing.
Vertical matches create attackers. Horizontal matches create defenders.
The rapid-fire matches last a couple of minutes. BVN isn't just about dominating the matches. BVN teams spend a season vying for the title of champion, and the player community ultimately decides
Enjoy the
which
Mexican
team takes
food.
the crown.
Choose between
I'm
multiple
typing
teams,
in tags
bursting
for
with
the goddamn
personality and
reaction
characters,
video.
each with its own playstyle and home arena.
Win a match with the Ragtags team.
Luckily, I'm just missing
that
one
win shapes
game.
the stats, outcome, and narrative events of the season for everyone.
Gameplay is simple enough to jump into, but as you rise in the ranks, you'll unlock new units, each with game-changing abilities, and discover endless new tactics and strategies. Charismatic captains front each team. Captains run the playfield with big personalities and outsized power in the form of tide-turning special abilities.
This portion is about an hour long as well.
When building the wild world of BVN, we weren't just influenced by our own game, Clash of Heroes. We were also inspired by the theatricality and spectacle of Eurovision. Cappy's art team has outdone themselves.
What's
with
up,
a
Gamer
fantastic
Pro?
roster
How are
of
you doing?
hand-drawn and hand-animated characters, fashion-forward collectible outfits.
Battlevision Network is a live, season-based game with new twists, new characters, fresh rankings, and narrative surprises emerging every season.
Also excited to feature a phenomenal soundtrack.
What was
by our
that last
super
game in
collaborators,
Summer Games
the
Fest?
incredible Jim Guthrie and Sam Webster.
Devolver starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Alistray.
You'll be able to play BVN on mobile, PC, and console, and we'll be announcing more details soon.
I wish I spoke
So
German,
thankful
Gamer
to David
Pro.
Devs a chance to
Phantom Blade,
introduce
thank you.
Battlevision Network.
I did it
And grateful
backwards.
to our awesome partners, Netflix.
Phantom Blade
Wishlist the
0.
game to join the fun.
Battlevision Network.
Alright, I'm about to be done
Our
uploading
next
it.
title comes to us from the Game Bakers, a small studio in Montpellier, France, who claim to make games the same way they cook food, with a lot of love. Their next dish comes to us piping hot and fresh from the oven. It'll take us to dizzying heights, which quite frankly give me the heebie-jeebies. So hold on tight, making its gameplay debut today. This is Cairn.
Alright. This is a game from, this got shown during Summer Games Fest, and I actually thought it looked pretty good. I won't lie to you. Also, if you watch the ads,
Hi,
thank you.
I'm Emric from the Game Bakers.
We should have no
Maybe
more
you know us
ads
for Fury
the
or
rest of
Haven.
this.
Fury was a hack and slash and even an
Until
RPG,
Devolver.
but both were games about freedom. Live free, free to love who you want. Today I'm presenting our next game, Cairn, the final part of our Freedom trilogy.
We did see this game. Jeff Keighley said we would see more
Cairn,
of it
you play an alpinist who's
during
climbing
now,
a deadly
the
mountain.
Day of the Devs.
You put your life at risk to reach a summit that nobody reached before. You are obsessed by this ascent and you are climbing to free yourself from your own chains. Cairn is what we call a survival climber. You have to climb, but also survive in the mountain. The climbing is very realistic. You can climb absolutely everywhere as long as you manage to keep your balance and stamina.
They do look a little
if you're
weird.
careless, you fall. Falling, trying again the same route or a completely different route, trying over and over. To make it, you have to push yourself, to go beyond your limits. Each wall to climb feels like an opponent, almost like a boss fight. Even though you can climb free solo, alpinism has a natural checkpoint device, pitons. But you have a limited amount, and using them at the right time is key. Eventually, reaching the top of the wall is extremely satisfying. It's freeing.
I honestly like the look in this game.
Thanks for watching, and wishlist the game to stay tuned.
I already did wishlist it, I think.
A two-person team in Canada has been developing this next game in absolute secrecy over the last 3 years.
Where in
and as
Canada?
a fellow Canadian, I called dibs on introducing it. You may also recognize one of the developers' voices from their wildly popular YouTube channel. From Nanopark Studios and I Am 8-Bit Presents, prepare yourself for... wait for it.
Sleepy Canada? Hey, Chibi, I know a few people who do those climbing gyms, the bouldering. Sheep does it a lot, actually. Emote artist Sheep. She's insane.
Hello there, my name's Brandon.
And I'm Danny, and we are here to show you our game, Pedal Runner.
This looks cute. How'd I like the main show? Wasn't bad. Few good-looking games.
It's a retro-flavored slice-of-life RPG where you play as a
How'd you like it, game
motorcycle
nerd?
courier that delivers pets to people in a city called Sapphire Valley.
In Sapphire Valley, the company Hannah Pets has developed new devices called Leap Cells to power their newest generation of digital pets by using an unexpected fuel source: flowers.
Leap cells are delivered and installed by specialized couriers known as pedal runners. As a pedal runner, this installation involves planting the cell and calibrating it by performing a sequence of quick and varied minigames.
This reminds you of Pokemon Red and Yellow. I assume you just mean the graphics because it kind of has that classic Game Boy aesthetic to it.
Once that calibration is complete, the new Hannah pet begins to farm.
Oh, they're
You
adorable.
play as Callie, who's a new recruit in the pedal runner program.
That's definitely
being
the
new in
YouTuber
town
based off
and
the
with a bit of a
background.
shy personality, Callie does encounter a few challenges along the way. Just from the difficulty of dealing with customers or talking to people in general, to their rivalry with a fellow recruit. Fortunately, Callie is joined by their pet companion, Kira.
Kira is unique in that he's an older type of Hannah Pets, which is a simpler and now obsolete handheld model. So with that outdated tech, Kira has some quirks, like his battery isn't always reliable. But he's way more outgoing than Callie, and so he's great to have around when meeting new people. He's practically indispensable. The Pedal Runner program will take Callie and Kira through the 4 unique districts of Sapphire Valley. Along the way, mysterious occurrences
Let's
will
go,
begin
May.
to surface,
We got 2 hours
and we will
left.
encounter individuals
Give
who
or
think
take.
that there may be more to uncover about the new Hannah Pets
2 hours
sensation.
of games. Lots of games.
So, you know, it's got motorcycles, robots, there's flowers, there's pets. We tried to really give the story some heart to it, and we just hope you have fun playing.
God, you're like
thanks
Cat.
for checking out Pet Runner.
Me and Kat would eat dinner. I'll finish mine so fast. Then like an hour later, she still has some of it. And I'm like, hey, you done? Should I finish that? She's like, no, I'm still eating. And I'm just like, how? What? It's like, what?
Developed in Shanghai by Polar Studio, our next game is a dystopian thriller that's as every bit Orwellian as it is Lynchian. It's a tale of temporal technologies, unimaginable body horrors, and psychedelic nightmares. This is Karma: The Dark World.
I don't like dark games and psychedelic shit. Yeah, I definitely don't like this.
Hi，各位好，我是 Karma The Dark World 的
I'm
创
Yang
意总
Wang,
编
the
王
creative director of Karma the Dark
团队
World.
约尔
Our
工作
dev
室
team,
来自于中国
Polad
上海。
Studios, based in
团
Shanghai,
队的目标
China.
是带给
The
全
team's
球
goal
玩
is to
家有
deliver
趣且
engaging and
深度
narrative-driven
叙事
games
性
to
的游
players
戏。
worldwide.
很荣幸，
It is
借
our
此机
great
会
honor
向
to
各
present
位
the
玩家
first
展
game
示由
developed
才
by
华横溢
Polar
的约尔
Team,
团队所制作的第一款游戏《Karma The Dark World》。
Karma the Dark World. This reminds me of Outlast. Getting that camera in Outlast 1. It looks good, but it's definitely not for me. I'm a pussy.
这是一款第一人称
This is a first-person narrative psychological horror game. Players will assume the role of Daniel, a Rome agent. His primary mission is to dive into people's minds and uncover the truth behind events. Players will embark on adventures in two worlds, experiencing entirely different emotions and stories. One is the dystopian real world, where you will learn about the distorted and oppressive societal views.
This is your final chance. Please touch your decision.
The other is the brain-created world of memories, where you will witness horrifying scenes, yet containing heartbreaking truths. In this game, as an agent, you need to stay resolute and loyal to the controller of the city, Leviathan Corporation. But one day, you discover a twist in the case you are investigating, causing your cold heart to gradually melt. I read this so you guys can look at the game and you don't have to worry about reading and watching at the same time. This is Karma, the Dark World, a dystopian game with a strong cinematic visual style that you've never experienced before. If you want to learn more about the truth of this story, please visit our website, karmadarkworld.com. We will inform you of the demo's release date as soon as possible. Lastly, please enjoy the trailer of the game. Alright.
Fuck! My prosthetic!
The only horror games I've played is like Layers of Fear and Outlast. Unless you count freaking Resident Evil as horror, but I kind of more count that as like thriller. This shit is horror. I mean, that'd probably be a good game to play on Halloween. Spooky month.
How do you follow up making 2 of the best indie games of all time? Make 50 more. That's what's happening with UFO 50. This is from the team at Mossmouth, who made Spelunky and Spelunky 2. It's as if you took the modern design sensibilities of today and went back in time and made an entire console worth of retro games. And it's coming so soon.
What?
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm John, and we're part of the team of indie developers working on UFO 50, a collection of 50 games.
I have this game on my
You heard
wish
that
list,
correctly.
actually.
That's 50 brand new games.
I have this on my wish list. UFO 50. I know I do. I'm 99% sure I have this on my wish list. Dude, that's literally Curse to Golf.
First and foremost, these are not mini games. Some of the games are smaller, like arcade-style games. Others are quite large, with expansive worlds to explore. But every single game is a complete experience, from its opening title screen to its ending credits.
There's a story that connects all these games too. We invented a fictional company called UFO Soft that developed these games for a fictional 80s game console. This company's history spans from 1982 to 1990, and the games get more technically advanced as the years go on.
That's really cool.
And as you explore the timeline, you'll find that some games have sequels or recurring characters.
I would maybe consider Resident Evil 1 horror.
We also thought
I've
about
seen
the
that
limitations
game.
of the hardware. We devised a strict 32 color palette as well as audio restrictions to make you feel like you're in the world of UFO 50, no matter which game you're playing.
One area where we didn't limit ourselves is in the game's designs.
Let me see if I
We were happy to build on modern game design and genres, and we strived to make sure that each game felt like a unique experience.
I do have it on my wish
isn't
list.
Just to remind you of a bygone era. It's also to provide 50 fresh experiences. We like to think that UFO Soft was a company that was ahead of its time.
I do have it on my wish list.
All of the games are unlocked from the start, so you can explore the collection in your own way. Every game's not going to be everyone's favorite, but figuring out which games you like is part of the fun. With so much variety, you're sure to find something to get lost in, whether you prefer fast-paced action games or thinky strategy games.
The concept with this is honestly
we all have
really
fond
nice.
memories of going to a friend's house and browsing their game library for something to play together. So half of UFO 50's games have multiplayer, either co-op or versus.
Needless to say, UFO 50 has been in development for a long time. But today, we're very excited to finally announce a release date.
That's right, UFO 50 is coming to Steam on September 18th.
Okay, 3 months, that's not bad. 3 months is not too bad. Oh wait, Resident Evil 7 is horror to me as well.
Wishlist the game so that you can be notified when it comes out.
2, 3, and 4 weren't that scary for Resident Evil, but 7 was definitely
The developer
scary.
of this next game should be a pretty familiar face, so it should be no surprise what they've cooked up. But nevertheless, it's still a world premiere. So take it away, Spry Fox.
World premiere. This looks like Don't Starve. Audio cut out for a second. Spread a little kindness every day. Wait, Castaway, some of my stuff's gone missing. Lost a mushroom and a stick. Gather, craft, cooking more. I've never played Cozy Grove, but you could definitely say this looks like a cozy game. Cozy Grove, Camp Spirit. Oh, it's a mobile game. No in-game ads, no extra fees, no in-app purchases. Available exclusively for Netflix members. What? The fuck?
Hi everyone, I'm Dave Ettery.
That was
co-founder and
unexpected.
studio manager of Spry Fox.
And I'm Jamie Antonise, lead narrative designer of Cozy Grove Camp Spirit.
We hope you enjoyed the worldwide premiere of Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. We're really grateful to be a part of Day of the Devs alongside so many creative and inspiring developers.
It looked
We started
good.
Spry Fox 14 years ago with the goal of making
Shit,
the
I
world
might
a
play
happier
it. I got a
place.
Netflix account.
This is the first game we're launching since we became part of Netflix. That's allowed us to focus all of our energies on making this game as delightful and meaningful as possible, and to bring it to all Netflix users without any advertisements or in-app purchases of any kind. We feel really lucky.
As you just saw, Cozy Grove Camp Spirit takes place on a haunted island where you'll assist an unusual assortment of troubled but insanely cute ghostly bears. Each bear has a unique personality and backstory that unfolds through your interactions with them. It's a spooky but heartwarming life sim game where your small daily acts of kindness.
Did you guys know Dust and Neon is on Netflix if you have a Netflix subscription? I think Dead Cells is also there, and Hades is going to be there too. They have a lot of stuff.
Whenever you need it most. And hopefully, it'll be a game with a story that sticks with you forever.
If Wolverine went to the west side, I would have won.
It is June. Give me that big a Grady
Register now
Goose.
on your mobile app store to be the first Spirit Scout on the island. We'll see you there.
Are you a dog lover?
Arlen, thank you for
Then
the
you'll be
100
super
bits.
into our next title. Hell, I'm more into cats, but this game is just so cute. I
Yeah,
can't
if only
help
there
but
was a
be into
video
it.
about Dust and Neon,
Enjoy this
huh?
teaser from Studio Tolima and publisher Don't Nod, featuring a puppy and their person.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Ben. I'm the founder and creative director at Studio Tolima. We're a small indie studio based in Brussels, Belgium, and we are working on our first title,
Belgium. Koira. Rudolph?
Koira is a narrative game where you wake up in a snowy forest and encounter a small puppy who got trapped. You set him free, and together you go on a beautiful adventure and set out to reach Koira's house. This relationship is really at the heart of our game. In Koira, you go through a musical forest, filled with sounds to discover and interact with. For example, each character and animal in the forest is voiced by a different instrument. And you can use their voice to interact with the world, to activate ancient statues, to speak to whimsical animals, and to earn the trust of the puppy. To progress through the story, you can also manipulate items and use your new companion's unique abilities. With these, you can solve puzzles, but you can also just play together. For example, by playing fetch, building snowmen, or my personal favorite, playing hide and seek. As they journey through the winter wonderland, they encounter obstacles, they share laughs,
Give me that
and they
Grady
save other
Goose.
woodland creatures. But if winter is magical, it's also dangerous. And they are not alone in this forest. Mysterious hunters are lurking around and following them. Our goal with Koira is to create a universal tale which focuses on the emotional
Journey, Platypus.
We want to create a game that is as immersive and intuitive as possible. It's a game without any text nor dialogue. The whole story is brought to life through expressive hand-drawn art, frame-by-frame animation, and a beautiful original soundtrack.
Journey's a
Let
good game.
yourself be carried away by the magical and serene atmosphere of the forest. Contemplate and play at your own pace. We can't wait to share more with you. So if you'd like to be one of the first one to hear about what we're up to and our upcoming demo, please head over to our Steam page.
I kind of want to play through Journey again. That was such a good game.
Thanks again, and we look forward to sharing
Also,
more
this
with you.
this looks pretty nice. Koira.
I love a good puzzle game, especially one with a really elegant design that evolves as you play. Better yet if it's got a beautiful art style or a captivating narrative to pull you through.
Journey's
this
really
game
good.
has all of that. This is Arranger from
If you've
indie
never
supergroup
played Journey
Furniture and
before,
Mattress.
I highly suggest it.
Hola, soy Nico Recabarren de Mendoza,
Alright, what's
Argentina.
this?
Hace un tiempo hice un juego de puzzles multipremiado llamado Ethereal, junto con Tommy Batista.
Oh wait, Tommy
Desde
Batista.
entonces,
Ever since
hemos
then,
estado
we've been working
trabajando
hard
duro en una
on a more
aventura mucho
ambitious
más ambiciosa,
adventure
junto con nuevos amigos.
with new
David
friends.
Hellman,
David Hellman,
cuyo
whose
arte
expressive art you
expresivo
probably remember
seguramente
from
recuerdas por
Braid,
Braid, y Nick
and
Sandler,
Nick Sutner,
que con
whose
su humor y
humor and
creatividad
creativity may have
probablemente
chuckled
te ha
at
hecho
in
soltar más de una
Carto.
risa con Carto. Con nuestra visión creativa
With our
compartida,
shared creative
queremos
vision, we
traerles
want to bring
algo
you
que se
something
sienta
that feels
fresco y
fresh
ligero.
and
Ojalá
breezy.
les guste.
We hope you like this
Este nuevo
brand new
vistazo a
look at
Arranger,
Arranger, a
a
role
Puzzling
puzzling
Adventure.
adventure. Braid just got remastered. Or I guess like an HD version or something on Steam.
In Arranger, you play as Gemma, a slightly chaotic young woman who's looking to venture out beyond the overly cozy confines of her hometown. Always been a bit of a misfit, which isn't helped by the strange way that she moves through the world. As she moves, objects on the same row or column move with her. And if she gets to the edge of the gameplay grid, she loops around to the other side.
This game would trip me out.
We use this core set of mechanics in a wide variety of interesting ways throughout the adventure, never hesitating on any one idea for too long, to keep things feeling breezy,
New
playful,
theme deck.
and respectful of your time.
I played some Snap this morning.
The
First time in
entire
a
game
while.
world exists on a sprawling, interconnected grid, on which you'll find towns full of lovable weirdos to chat with and advance the story.
Oh, there's a game that this reminds me of. Wait,
Wilderness
give me a
spaces to
second.
navigate, full of optional puzzles and exciting mysteries.
I saw a review of
And
the game.
dungeons teeming with monsters to puzzle your way past.
I think it was Paper Trail?
Or through.
Paper Trail. That's what this reminds me of. Paper Trail.
Told through expressive comic-style cutscenes. We follow Gemma on her journey of self-discovery. Heading out beyond the walls of her town,
How
she
long
soon
do I have,
discovers
Momo?
a beautiful, inspiring world. But also one ruled by fear and a strange, immovable force called the Static. Can she disrupt a culture of stagnation and find a place to fit into it? Find out in a new type of role puzzling game when Arranger launches on July 25th.
Arranger comes out in a month
There's
and a
never
half.
been a bigger red herring than the developer name Cozy Game Pals, because their idea of cozy is a little twisted. Here's your world premiere first look at the very first release from Blumhouse Games.
Oh, it's Blumhouse. Those are the horror people.
Amy? Are you okay?
Those are the horror people. They came out in Summer Games Fest.
Totally empty. I hope the board looks as creepy as I imagine. Let's go. With hands entwined and hearts aligned, we seek the realm of the undefined.
What was that?
Don't worry, Viv. If any ghosts actually show up, I'll protect you.
Amy! Oh, I've got to get out of here.
It reminds me of old Tomb Raider. They just did horror movies. They just got into games, May.
Hello?
They're just getting into it. These are some of the first games they're making. I guess this is the first one.
Viv.
I think they're more so publishing.
I'll save you, no matter what. Don't worry, Viv. Everything is going to be spectacular.
Fear the Spotlight. Wishlist now. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and
A
Steam.
few months ago, this
Everywhere.
next game appeared on the interwebs out of nowhere. It mystified us. It seems like a novelty at first, but then you realize just how profound its mechanics and rendering engine
I
are.
wishlisted?
From
Yeah, it looks
Crescent
good.
Moon Games and those dang games, this is Screenbound, a game.
Hey guys,
Day of the Devs
it's
is
Josh
better than
Precyson.
Summer
I'm
Games
the game
Fest.
director of Screenbound. Today we'll be talking with Kyle McKeever, who's the game developer. We'll be talking about the game's mechanics, how it started, and how it's going.
My boy rocking the bowl cut.
Hi,
in
my name is Kyle
2024. I
McKeever, and
respect it.
I'm the developer of Screenbound. And Josh, you and I have been working together on Screenbound for
Oh,
a couple
yeah,
months
this
now.
game.
Do you want to talk about the idea of how Screenbound came to be?
I remember seeing this game
So I
on
was
Twitter.
watching a video of someone playing a Game Boy, and I don't know why it came to mind exactly, but just seeing the image of someone holding a device in their hand with an
Gandalf.
environment in the background and something happening on the screen made me think, how could you link this all together
Nothing wrong
into
with that,
a
pirate.
game where you're playing on the screen and you've got a 3D environment and they're both linked? It started with a little prototype of just a character holding the device, having an endless running motion and jumping at the same time
game
as
would
seeing it in 2D
ruin my
and
brain.
3D.
And then the other part of it was the controls from the prototype. They weren't set in place.
I think we were having this problem where you're exploring this world, but only facing forward, and you can move side to side, but you're only looking in front of you. So at first we're like, okay, maybe we can just do a 180 so you can at least go backwards, because we were constantly moving forward in 3D space.
I would
So
not
we
be able
tried
to play
that.
this.
That felt a little weird. And then at that point I was like, you know what? Since most of the games out there that people are familiar with are first-person shooter games, why don't we try FPS controls? And then you implemented an FPS controller and kept the 2D essentially the same, and for some reason it just miraculously worked. So the device itself that you use in Screenbound is a quantum device. How that works in the context of the game is that the 2D world that's presented on the screen is actually projecting an environment as a 3D world, which is also how it works in the level editor, because the level editor is 2D. And once you finish your level, or you're finished working on it, it actually builds the entire 3D geometry out and creates a 3D world.
So what's the point, though? Is there a story? Or is this just making a level and then you just do this?
Both dimensions are equally important, and you have to be paying attention to both to get anywhere in the game. Because
seems like there is
first of all, the enemies are in 2D. So if you're walking along in 3D and you're not looking at the screen, you're going to die probably within 5 to 10 seconds because you're going to be hit by an enemy. You're going to see some distortion effect on the screen, and that's where like the 2 dimensions meet, and you're going to get pushed back and you're going to lose some health from your battery bar. But immediately you're going to realize that you can't play one or the other dimension. You have to be paying attention to both.
When I'm testing and developing, if I lose track of the 2D side, I'm always running into enemies. And that's how you die. The biggest risk in 3D is literally falling. It's pretty clear cut though, because everything translates fairly one-to-one. If there's like pixelated grass in the 2D world, there's going to be grass in the 3D world. Same with trees.
Yeah, all that stuff crosses over, except some of the puzzle elements or some of the things you only see in 2D or you only see in 3D, like the fan.
Yeah, you kind of solve puzzle elements more so on the 3D side, but then you survive threats by focusing on the 2D
This hurts
side.
my brain too. I'm perplexed.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll talk soon.
Our next game takes what you might consider a dream job and adds a heap of dread. You play as a zookeeper tending to animals, except something is terribly wrong. Developed by an international team at Clapperheads, this is Zoocosis. And I promise you've never seen giraffes like this before.
You think they're cute? I don't. You've all been to the zoo, and each of you has your favorite animals. But do you know what happened here at night behind closed doors? I'm Valentin Shukin, the lead game designer of the Zoocosis game, and I invite you to become a night zookeeper.
What an intro, right? I think I saw this one on Twitter too.
Oh,
I swear.
You're finally awake? Good. Get up. It's time to get to work.
Random games like pop up on Twitter and it's like, look at this weird game, and it gets like 40,000 retweets, and then I forgot about it, and then it pops up in this, and I'm like, oh wait, this game.
What was that? There's something in the works that you're not ready to know about yet.
The plot of Zoocosis was written in the best traditions of the thriller and horror genres. We aim to create a dark atmosphere resembling the works of Hans Giger, Lovecraft, and Edgar Allan Poe.
But
we achieve this through lighting placement,
I would not play this
correction,
game.
textures, and environmental props.
Maybe.
This is our mobile veterinary station. Here you'll be mixing medication for our animals. Are they sick? Well, they can be. We need to closely monitor the health of the animals. We have some quite rare specimens.
Oh, being a
The
janitor.
mutation,
Oh, they
the
clean the
parasite
blood,
and
guts.
the infection that's
Guts.
happening to
Guts.
these animals
Guts.
is kind of like reprogramming their biology.
A lot of horror games.
The giraffe head acting like a large anaconda, slithering with its jaw unhinged, try to bite you.
Don't worry, it's just a giraffe.
The concept of the giraffe set the basis of each animal having their own unique design in their mutation.
There also will be many endings in the game. Each of the endings depend on the choices made by the player during the game. Planning out all the endings was quite challenging. We dedicated a substantial amount of time structuring
gifted,
the
I'd play
paths
this.
and dialogues into a unified framework to ensure seamless
Every game will have
functionality.
an incentive behind
Every
it.
zookeeper is entitled to a service car. This one's mine. If you perform
What
well
the fuck?
tonight, you'll get one in the morning.
Bet.
Is that your wife? Should I tell her
When it
you're
comes
staying
out.
here for the night? Keep in mind, I'll lock you in until morning.
No problem.
Your main goal will be to save the edibles, including infected ones that
No
can
cap.
turn into mutants.
For real, for real.
Save them and save yourself.
Penguins! Don't.
Really
Okay,
hope
thank
that
God.
you will enjoy the Zoocosis releasing this summer. Wishlist it on Steam.
Dude, he
and
got
follow
so
us on
lucky that
social
those
media.
penguins were right
Thank you
behind
so
him.
much for the support. See ya.
He got so lucky when filming that. Did they give a release date on that?
And
What
that's
was
the
it?
game.
Zootopia?
Except not quite. Because see, in While Waiting by Optilusion Games, waiting is always an option, but not the whole story. And that's what I like about our next title.
What was
It's
that
more
called?
than meets the eye. See what mischief you can get up to while waiting.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom, the founder of Optilusion Games. We're a game studio based in Irvine. Today, I'm thrilled to reintroduce our latest game,
Zoocosis.
While Waiting.
Oh, it's not on Steam.
While Waiting is a game about waiting for
Oh,
something
I found
to
it.
happen.
There was
for
an
the
H in
bus,
there.
Waiting for the traffic. Waiting for the line to move.
There was an H.
Follow our main character Adam as he waits his way through the various scenarios.
It is on my
of
wish
everyday
list.
life.
What is this?
Maybe you want to be a well-behaved kid and embody good old-fashioned patience. Or perhaps you want to get up to a little tomfoolery. Or maybe a lot of it.
Hey, Lane!
For people who really
How
want
are
to
you
do something,
doing?
you can find your own way
Much
to
love.
kill the time.
Much love.
We also have
While
prepared
waiting.
a list of meaningless challenges to help you with it.
What is this? Do nothing. That's
If
me
they're
every
too
day.
hard, or maybe not your cup of tea,
Also, hey,
that's
Saturns.
okay. We also have a very, very helpful fidget button, specially designed for you. Just press it. Explore over 100 hand-painted levels, each chock full of mini-games, fun little interactions, Easter eggs, and things you should definitely not try in your daily life. Don't worry about Adam though, he is a tough little guy. Get to know his family, his friends, and his victims as you follow Adam's life.
I'm
from
not
birth
playing
to
this
death,
game.
with
I'll play
every mundane
Zoocosis.
thing in between.
Gifted, but I ain't playing this.
But do remember, your goal is to wait, nothing else.
Got to take pics with Secondhand Serenade and Bayside at the music festival last weekend. How was it?
Add to waitlist on Steam. I mean, wishlist.
During the selection process, this next game really caught my eye. It's got cyberpunk vibes, horror vibes, ghost vibes, all the vibes.
Ghostbusters?
With this game, Toronto-based developer Rocket Adrift really captured something.
Toronto? I used to live near Toronto. Now I don't. I forgot my hairline was receded. Bro, what is with all these horror games?
Psychroma is a cyberpunk horror game. One of the concepts that we wanted to really emphasize
glasses,
was
Sloan
identity,
Smith.
what it means to be who you are, and how horrific it might be if that was stripped from you. The protagonist has amnesia. You don't know who you are.
The idea of losing yourself, it seems like it should be the one thing that can't be taken away from you.
We wanted to set the game into a kind of cyberpunk future. We were really interested in the paranormal concepts and the more grounded future technology.
That's a
Cyberpunk
long
has
ass
a lot
finger.
of themes that fit well with the story that we wanted to tell. the idea of what makes humans human, having your environment really impact who you are and what you're dealing with, this kind of dystopian future. That's kind of horrific in itself. In our main character, Hayes, we also decided to make them non-binary and biracial. Part of that is what creates a rift in their ability to connect with other people.
Oh, goodness.
So Psychroma was a great way for me to explore that part of myself. Not being black enough for the black community and obviously not white passing. And I've never really been able to explore that or really talk about that openly until now, I think. We like to write from our own perspectives, and I feel like that's really helpful for a certain kind of player that's looking for that in their narrative-driven games. It really is amazing to see people interact with the media you made and get it. For anyone else out there that's looking to make impactful indie games, it's going to be hard, but the feeling that you get when you get that game into someone's hands, there's nothing else like it, and for me, it's way worth it.
Guess who has Popeyes? Nice. Ooh. Psychroma.
It's time to get cozy. And this game is about as cozy as it gets, because it's about houses. Just not quite in the way you'd expect. By Tanant Games, this is Building Relationships.
สวัสดีครับ ชื่อธนัท บุษยางกูล ครับ จากกรุงเทพมหานคร
from Bangkok,
And I'm here to show
Thailand.
you probably the most stupid game you'll see all day today. It's a silly adventure game
This book
where
is
you
just
play as
called
a
Asia.
house on a date. And it's called Building Relationships. Take a look.
There's a book just called Asia. What the fuck is this? It's an adventure game. Building relationships. Looks like goddamn Legend
In
of
this
Zelda
game,
Ocarina of
you'll find
Time.
yourself as a new arrival on the island. You'll be exploring the area, moving around just like a real house.
Talk to the friendly apartment?
Here's a bunch of wacky structures you can meet. Like Mint, who's a friendly apartment, here to help introduce you to the others.
Bro, what is that? I'm gonna open my door. It's really hot
Millie,
in here.
who's this tall windmill that might just step on you if you ask them nicely. You'll also find these chesters hiding around the island.
This is a
They're
house
not
flipping
looking for a
game.
date. They're in a very complicated polycule, but they'll help you unlock new abilities like jumping.
Yo, you unlock
and
abilities.
wave
It's a roguelite. I have to play it.
If you're looking for a break, there's a bunch of fishing spots around
I think
the
you would
island.
really like Sea of Stars.
Though
That's actually
the
been on my
local
list for a
wildlife
while.
might not be what you expected.
I won't lie to you. Sea of Stars has been on my little list of games that I do want to stream one day.
Oh, it looks like there's a few questions.
But
on
I haven't.
stream. Let me take a look. Is this a dating sim? Not exactly. There's some dating elements, but the story all takes place in one day. So think of it more like a short hike, but
Choice? I still don't know what choice is.
Are you okay? No. Is my mother proud of me? No. Can you have sex in the game? No. But there is some plans for DLC because just like in real life, you have to pay extra for that. An unexpected adventure awaits in Building Relationships. Wish is now on Steam.
50 gifted, I'll play
What
that
am I
game.
doing with my life?
50 subs total, I'll
Last
play
summer,
that
Day of
game.
the Devs featured a little-known game that celebrates the everyday and turns it into something therapeutic. It became an absolute hit, and we're oh so happy to world premiere their latest DLC.
Building relationships. I'll add it to my wish list so I don't forget about it.
Hello, I'm Annie.
It's the most
And
tempting
this is
deal I've
Lucas.
offered so
Here we are, working hard, finding stars for a little to the left. It's a game where you solve puzzles by organizing household items. We think it's neat that there are different ways to arrange things.
Nobody knows
In our
Lane.
game, you find stars with each arrangement that you discover. And we really leaned into this idea for our new DLC. A little to the left, Seeing Stars. Seeing Stars is all about multiple solutions.
Sea of Stars?
There are 33 new levels and 5 additional bonus levels to unlock. Some levels have up to 5 different ways to solve them. In total, there are 100 stars to discover. We've introduced interactive items that fold, flap, stick, stack, smash, and bounce. We've got the classic organizational puzzles, of course, and solutions that range from easy to tricky. There's a lot to be excited about, but the best thing of all might just be more cats.
What? I have a cat on me.
A little to the left, Seeing Stars, available June 25th.
Do a mega zoom again, I'll get that kitty closer.
Have you ever wanted to play a
Maybe.
game forever? In Hello Again, developed by the folks at Soup Island, you'll delve into ancient ruins, and thanks to a strange time loop affecting the island you're on, you'll have plenty of time to explore every inch.
Hello again. My name is Dwight Davis, and I'm the sole developer behind Hello Again, which is a game about being trapped in the world's coziest time loop. In Hello Again, you play as a diligent postal worker who is assigned the task of delivering a package to a remote island. One shipwreck later, you awaken stranded on the island and trapped inside an unexplained 12-hour time loop. The 3 core pillars of Hello Again are exploration, conversation, and puzzle solving.
She's such an asshole, but she can be held all day.
This is a dense game with lots of strange locations and phenomena, so a lot of your experience will consist of walking around and filling your journal with observations.
Stormy! She's just sitting behind a monitor.
As you explore, you'll discover that everything runs on a clock, from the weather to the tides to the ancient
I missed
circuits
this
that
game,
power
but I like the
ruins littered
graphics.
across the island. As you play, you'll also unearth a forgotten story about the people who populated this island thousands of years ago.
7 billion
Since
years
the islanders
old?
have no
What?
idea that they're bound
That's
to a
older
time
than
loop,
Earth.
You can use your ever-expanding knowledge to help and or manipulate them so you can reach your goals. So, in short, what happens when you mix the gameplay and mechanics of Outer Wilds with the vibes of Animal
Stormy,
Crossing and
what
the
are you
small-town
doing?
feel of Groundhog Day? The answer is Hello Again, coming in 2025.
So our next title, Tom the Post Girl, is a narrative adventure game by Zurich-based studio Oopsie Daisies.
Okay.
And aptly named, as Tom, our main character, has plenty of oopsie daisies of her own in this game. It has a twisted sense of humor and offers choices that'll leave you wondering,
Oopsie daisies.
should I have done that? Yeah, it's probably fine. If you're looking to connect with your inner voyeur, this is the game for you.
Hello, we're the Oopsie Daisies, a small studio from Switzerland, and we are here to present you our debut title, Tom the Post Girl.
Let me introduce you to Tom. She has a job to do. But she cannot resist. She has to peek.
Accompany Tom on her duties delivering packages to the deranged villagers. And discover a great deal, perhaps too much, about the locals. Her approach, although controversial, is highly effective, intense and obsessive stalking.
Oh, goodness!
As you'll follow her, you'll witness a wide variety of scenes, each more disturbing and chaotic than the last one.
Wait, that picture that they had in that little heart was the
Is
freaking
that
Tom.
really gonna stop you from continuing
Thanks
to
for
do
lurking,
so?
Crawfish.
Quite the opposite.
What the fuck?
We were inspired by the Little Red Riding Hood, which you can recognize in the main protagonist, Tom. We then used her curiosity and exaggerated it to the max turning her into a stalking post girl.
We had a lot of fun creating this very strange, unique, hand-drawn environment for you to explore, and hope that you'll also enjoy stalking around in it.
Howdy.
We're calling to all fans of creepy cute narrative games. If you're curious to follow the development of Tom, make sure to stalk us on social media.
And of course, wishlist the game on Steam. Bye!
Bye.
This next game is based in Jakarta and it's full of lots of life stuff. Happiness, sorrow, music. It's called After Love EP and it's awesome.
Hello.
Jesus.
My name is Sasha.
What is happening?
And I am the lead narrative designer of the upcoming narrative game After Love EP.
Coffee talk and what comes after. What's this? Something just for you. Seriously, don't open it till the EP is done.
This game is about a musician in Jakarta who hears the voice of his girlfriend after her death.
Come on, Nama, get up!
It will explore the theme of love, dealing with loss and grief, and finding your true self in the bustling city of Jakarta. This game was the golden child of my best friend, the late Fahmi Hasni, who sadly passed away in March 2022. And I know how much he loved this project, and he would want the world to listen to this story. So we are more than honored to pick up the torch and continue his legacy. Fahmi loved Jakarta very much. I'm always the introvert side of our friendship duo, and he was always the one who took me to all the wonderful places in Jakarta I used to never know about. And most of those places made it into the game, like the places
sounds like me. I'm taking people everywhere.
Or, where he would get his coffee, or like where he would meet his friends, or music. And I've enjoyed exploring those places in the game, like we used to do.
Oh.
We've had the pleasure of working with a wonderful shoegaze band from Jakarta, Alfalfa. They are very brilliant. Sorry, I can't really help fangirling about them. Like, they are so good. And Alfalfa will be making the soundtrack for After Love EP, including the music Rama plays in the rhythm game.
They got a whole rhythm game? What the hell? This makes me want to play Guitar Hero.
We are also really happy to be working with our main artist.
What the hell
Soyato.
are these games?
Soyato has
These
to
are
into our
random
characters
indie
with
games
his
that are getting
very
made.
distinctive art style, and also his love for the underground music scene.
Day of the Devs.
We don't have the release date yet,
Some
but we
crazy
expect it
games.
to be released around October this year. So
Some crazy
please
ass games.
bear with us a little longer, and thank you so much for your support.
Crazy, man. People come up with the craziest games, man.
We all need a good mystery to unravel, and the team at European developer Caligram Studios aims to please with their upcoming game Phoenix Springs. In this neo-noir adventure, you'll search for your lost brother while navigating a captivating world with one of the most striking color palettes I've ever seen.
Hi, I'm Jigme Oiser, co-founder of Caligram Studio, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to our mystery adventure game Phoenix Springs.
When I finally find him, my brother makes me promise not to go to the Oasis. So, of course, it's where I end up.
You play as Iris Dormer, a reporter whose search for a brother leads her to this beautiful yet eerie desert oasis named Phoenix Springs.
It is a beautiful place to explore. Life is slow.
We're getting like this with all these like crazy inspirations for the games and heartwarming inspirations. And after this, we get to go watch Devolver, who will be like, we made this game because we were taking a shit and it reminded us of it.
We call it a modern point-and-click game. It feels like one of the classic of the 90s that we know and love. But the key difference is that you don't hold objects in your inventory. What you have instead are thoughts and concepts and ideas, like a detective pinboard, and you have to connect them with the world around you or mention them in conversations in order to progress.
Interesting. Ad break in 5 minutes. We'll get ads out of the way before Devolver Showcase as well. But there'll probably be one more game after this, or this is the last game of this one. I mean, I love the aesthetic of it.
Game's been in development for 7 years now.
Holy
We're a small team
shit.
of 3. And one of the biggest challenges was trying to crack the art style, which is a combination of 3D and traditional 2D hand-drawn animation and illustration.
They've been making this game since freaking 2017.
Over the last year, we've been incredibly lucky to be able to take the game on the road. Places like South by Southwest Sydney, the London Games Festival, or IndieX in Lisbon, where he won the award for Best Art Direction. But really what we saw, the value of these events like Day of the Devs, it's not just being able to get the games in front of players, but really connect with other developers, especially in small teams, who might be facing the same challenges you do.
Stormy, why are you trying to steal my Batman figures? Get your paw out of there.
Set to release on September the 16th, 2024 on Steam, so you know what to do. And in the meantime, on behalf of the whole team, thanks again to Day of the Devs, and we really can't wait to welcome you all
Ad
into
break in
this
3
little
minutes
world
and
that we created
35
for you.
seconds. Hopefully there'll be one more little show, so you don't get ads. If you're watching on the Let's Play channel, watching my reaction to the reaction
Road
of this,
96, Lost in Harmony,
then you don't get
1111,
ads.
Memories Retold. Developer DigixArt out of France has had a pretty prolific run, and we're so very proud to world premiere their very next game. Spoiler alert, it has a lot of water.
World premiere!
Hi everyone, we are Audition Ayub from DigixArt.
Here is the project that we've been working on for the past 3 years since Road 96.
We are really excited to present to you our new game, Tides of Tomorrow.
So get
I
ready
have
to
Road
be
96
surprised
on my
and
to-do
enjoy the show.
list.
Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. Best place to... Wait, you look familiar. Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. I'll introduce you to the joys of this amazing place. You okay? You're not gonna die, right?
Yes, the bastard! You'll learn what it costs to steal from Oben.
I hope it's the right one.
They have the same clothes.
Wait, that's not the thief. But it was your friend who did it, right? I made the mistake. You want to talk to me? Get on your knees first. Bastard! You won't get away with it! Your friend escaped with my Ozen. And now, you'll pay for it.
Shape the story of your friends. Your friends shape your story. I'm intrigued. That actually looks pretty cool.
With Day of the Devs, our mission has always been to celebrate the creativity, diversity, and magic of video games.
We strive to give a voice to emerging and underrepresented talent and to connect players with developers and their games.
For more than 10 years, we've featured hundreds and hundreds of games at in-person events, and our digital showcase have been watched by tens of millions of fans globally.
Better yet, it's all been completely free. Free admission for attendees, free to watch our streams, and free for developers to participate.
It's common for developers to pay many thousands of dollars to be involved in other showcases and events.
But Day of the Devs has never charged developers to participate, and we never will.
This is only possible due to sponsorships and charitable contributions from people like you.
We want to continue doing Day of the Devs forever, but we're not going to lie, these events and shows cost a lot, and fundraising is hard.
We're so enormously grateful to everyone who has supported us all these years, but for Day of the Devs to continue, we're going to need ongoing support.
So please, if you love discovering new games and supporting emerging developers,
if you would like for us to keep on shining the spotlight on creators,
and especially if you are in a leadership position at a studio, publisher, or platform,
and have budgets that you can tap into,
then please consider donating to Day of the Devs.
Without your donations, without your sponsorship,
without your help, none of this can continue.
If I was rich,
remember,
I would.
We're official 501c3 nonprofit organization.
So all contributions are tax deductible.
Never mind.
To find
I
out
can make it
more
work.
and make a donation, head on over to dayofthedevs.com
or email sponsorships@dayofthedevs.org.
Thank you so much for your continued support.
Y'all, give you $1,000 if you talk about my stream next time and say how great I am.
Stay tuned for Devolver Direct coming up right after Day of the Devs.
Well, Day of the Devs was good.
Individual contributors.
Enjoy the ads, non-subs.
We could not do this without you.